Hey guys, it's Jay from J&D's Retirement Journey. Hope everyone's doing well. Please hit that subscribe button. My goal is to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. And don't forget to hit that like button. Thanks so much. Coca-Cola and Procter & Gamble, Dividend Kings. Don't you love them? A Dividend King is a company that has increased their dividend for 50 years straight. Coca-Cola has increased their dividends for 60 years straight, and Procter & Gamble has increased their dividends for 66 years. How many shares do we need of each company to make $1,000 a year? Well, we would need 550 shares of Coca-Cola at $1.84 a year. That'll get us to $1,012. And for Procter & Gamble, we need 280 shares, which would get us to $1,019. Procter & Gamble pays 91 cents a quarter at $364 a year. Let's take a quick look at the companies. Coca-Cola closed at $60.12 on 2/17/2023. This is right off the Charles Schwab website. You guys do your research, talk with your financial planner before you decide on investing in anything. The 52-week range for Coke was 54 to 67, and the annual dividend yield is 2.93, and they pay a yearly dividend of $1.84 a share. Procter & Gamble closed at 140. The 52-week range was 122 to almost 165. The annual dividend yield is 2.61, and they pay $3.64 a year in dividends per share. Let's take a quick look at the fundamentals. The net profit margin for Coke is 22%. For P&G is 17%, almost 18%. Return on equity, 40% for Coke, 32% for Procter & Gamble. As we go down into the valuation, earnings per share on Coke is 2.19 per share, and Procter & Gamble has $5.69 per share, and the projected growth, 5-year projected growth is 4.52 and 4.85 for Procter & Gamble. Let's take a quick look at the financial strength. The current ratio for Coke is 1.15. For Procter & Gamble is 0.56. The Coke long-term debt is a little high here. It's $36 billion compared to $20.58 billion for Procter & Gamble. Return on invested capital is 13% compared to almost 18% for Procter & Gamble. The annual growth for both companies, the sales growth for Coca-Cola was 11%. They had a really good year. Procter & Gamble was almost 2.5%. The 5-year sales growth is 3.5 and 4.27 for Procter & Gamble. The 3 to 5 year percentage growth here is 6% for Coke and 5% for Procter & Gamble. The profitability, gross profit margin for Coke is 58%. Procter & Gamble is close to 47%. The operating profit margin, 25% for Coke and 22% for Procter & Gamble. The enterprise value of Coke, $289 billion, and Procter & Gamble is $359 billion. My favorite part, the dividends. The annual dividend yield for Coke is not listed here, but it's 2.93, and Procter & Gamble is 2.61. The total dividends paid for, I guess this is last year, but this year, Coke is up to $1.84, and Procter & Gamble is correct. It's about $3.65. And as you can see, the payout ratio, they still have room to increase the dividend, so we don't have to worry about a dividend cut, especially with these Dividend Kings. I got this information right off the Procter & Gamble website. Organic sales growth is 7%, core EPS growth of 3%, and adjusted free cash flow of 93%. But now the great part here is they returned $19 billion of value to shareholders, $8.8 billion in dividends, and $10 billion in share repurchases. Isn't this great? I love this. I went over to the Coca-Cola website, and I got great information. They reported fourth quarter and full year results last week. Their full year net revenues grew 11%. Organic revenues grew 16% for the year. The operating income grew 6% for the year. They had a really good year. Let's take a quick look and see what the analysts are saying. Morningstar has both Coke and Procter & Gamble rated 2 stars. The target for Coke is 58, the 52-week target, and the target for Procter & Gamble is 126. Argus has them both rated a buy, with Coke going to 73 and Procter & Gamble going to 175. S&P Global has Coke rated 4 stars going to 68, and Procter & Gamble as a hold 3 stars going to 152. These are both great companies. I'm personally going to start buying them both in April. I already own a few hundred shares of Coke, but I got to get to that 1,000 a year mark. That's my goal with all my stocks. Before you guys invest in anything, do your research, talk with your financial planner, and good luck. And let's make a lot of dividends.